Hello, beautiful person who is already typing in his comment section. Welcome to this video. I want to thank you for taking time out of your precious day to go and watch this cool little video and get along in this beautiful little conversation. Initially, I wasn't planning on making a video about this topic. And the reason why is because I don't really want negativity on my YouTube channel. But as a true Rockstar Games and especially Grand Theft Auto fan, I kind of feel obligated to make a video about this. But I think that if you've been watching YouTube the past couple of days and actually kind of the past year, you've been disappointed by the Grand Theft Auto 6 fandom a lot of times. And I actually think that this video might give you a very positive perspective of what the game could be. And I love all the people who have been tuning in to my previous videos, who are super positive and excited about the game. And to those people I want to say, keep it up, I love you, you are great, keep commenting and I will keep being engaged with your theories and speculation. But for those who have been disappointed, I'm gonna show you that I kind of feel what you have felt as well. Let me tell you what my and your journey was for GTA 6 the past year. You were super excited in April because a lot of GTA 6 YouTubers were telling you that there was gonna be a trailer announcement or release for the second trailer of GTA 6 around April. Then that trailer never got out and you were so excited and then disappointed by the fact that it never came out and Rockstar Games never said anything about Grand Theft Auto 6. And then by the time it was summer, you were distracted by these two little indie artists who like to make music called Kendrick Lamar and Drake. And everybody was talking about this cultural event that they are making diss tracks to each other. And you had GTA 6 in the back of your mind because you're a true gamer and maybe you don't even like listening to these rap songs or you're not really into it. But if you weren't, you were looking at all the Diddy videos and you were distracted by that. And then the fall of 2024 came around and people started talking about the moon and you were getting excited that the second trailer of Grand Theft Auto 6 came out on November 22nd. And guess what? It never came out. Then you were disappointed again, but not for long, because all kinds of GTA YouTubers were like, well, it didn't come out, but it is going to come out Friday, December 6th. And so you were excited again. And then that date came and the trailer never came out. And now you are being flooded with your YouTube algorithm by videos talking about how woke Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be. And you see all these reaction channels right now as we speak uploading videos about the articles and the people that are making videos about how woke it is with all kinds of evidence. And this is the exact reason why I want you to be positive about the game. It is because in this video I will explain to you why all these people are lying. This is going to be a long and detailed video, simply because the answer at the end of the video is going to be that nobody knows what this game is about. Nobody knows how big this game is. Nobody knows how much dialogue is in this game. Nobody knows which characters are gonna be in the game except for Lucia, which will be one of the protagonists in the game, Jason, who is allegedly one of the other protagonists in the game, and a woman called Stephanie C, whose voice actress will have the privilege to say that she has had the first line in Grand Theft Auto 6 history within the first trailer, where she says, "Lucia, why are you here?" And this character is supposed to be allegedly some kind of counselor for Lucia, who is currently in prison in this moment of the trailer. And some other characters that are unnamed that we've seen in the trailer, not knowing if they are gonna be major characters or just side characters or NPCs that are just doing random stuff. So to kind of dumb down everything in a little package for people who don't want to watch this entire video, everybody saying that it's woke is kind of just yapping. And the real answer to the question is something that both sides of this conversation will not like to hear. Because the answer to, is GTA 6 going to be woke, is both yes and no, just like all the other Rockstar games. And although a lot of so-called pieces of evidence that GTA 6 is going to be woke is going to be debunked in this video. The best way to describe the games of Rockstar Games is that they are indeed diverse, they are indeed very inclusive, and every character or NPC in the game will be made fun of equally. Rockstar is the best at putting characters with different opinions in the same room to explore various topics, regardless of the subject. And the goal with the worlds and environments and characters that Rockstar Games are building and have built in the past. Because if you've played the games, then you know that every single character in these worlds are an exaggeration of somebody that you might know. At least parts of these characteristics you can see in people that you might know or even yourself. And even if you don't know these people personally with characteristics similar to the exaggerated Grand Theft Auto characters, you've seen them in media, you've seen them online, on TV, on film, on the streets. And maybe not in your little hometown, but if you go to the big cities, you'll definitely see some GTA-ish characters. And after this video is done, I would like you to continue being informed about how this theory about GTA 6 being woke is so fake, it's actually laughable. So there's this video from Cyberboy, it's almost 40 minutes long, and it's debunking every single statement that other YouTubers have made about GTA 6 being woke. I want to do a little bit of a different approach. I want Rockstar Games to speak for itself, and I want to show you some clips of moments in previous Rockstar games and have that be the evidence of GTA 6 not being woke, because they do have a track record of the games not being woke in the way that lots of people are afraid it will be. And again, is it woke? Yes and no, but it's definitely not gonna be woke in the way that people are telling you it will be. And if you are gonna type in the comments dismissing the track record of Rockstar Games because this is a newest game, the most modern game, and wokeness is a new thing, then why are you looking at the track record to find out when the new trailer is coming out? Why do you believe that track record and actually believe in the history of Rockstar Games, but you do not believe the actual games? So I encourage you to get very cozy, get warm, have some chocolate milk or weed or whatever, and let's get into this cool video. And for those people that have been commenting before watching the video, I invite the people that watch the entire video to debunk their comments and see what kind of perspectives you have found within the video that you can explain to these people who don't want to watch it. This is not only good for my engagement, but also to remind them that research is important. And normally I wouldn't ask for engagement or views, but I feel like this is a video that needs to be heard. So if I make 1,000 videos on this YouTube channel with under 10 views, I would like this one to have 11. Let's get into it. So in order for my argument to have any sense of validity, we need to define some things, define some wording. A lot of arguments get lost because communication is either misinterpreted or people just don't want to hear it. So if you don't want to hear it, I cannot help you, but I can define some concepts of ideas which are vocalized, aka words. And the first question that we need to ask, which everybody kind of disagrees on, which I want to set clear before we go into this evidence, is what the hell is even woke? The way to define these things is by finding multiple sources explaining what it is, and then also inputting my own opinion of what I think it is, therefore having a conclusion of what wokeness really means. So our first source is politicaldictionary.com, and with every source I would like to also explain where in the political spectrum these sources are. Political Dictionary claims to be a resource that aims to explain political terminology, and it is generally non-partisan, so it doesn't take part in any side of the political spectrum, aka they're kind of like, here is what this word means and here is what this word means, and that's about it. So they explain that woke is a term that has evolved and expanded in usage, particularly within political and cultural discourse. The term is connected to the broader concept of waking up to societal inequalities and injustices. And so the origin of woke emerged as a slang meaning alert to social injustices, particularly those related to race. And it began to be used more widely during the civil rights movement, symbolizing an awakening to racial inequality and a call to action. So up until this point, in explaining what woke is, let me tell you my definition of what I just read right now. There used to be slavery, and people were like, hey, wait a minute, this is not kind of okay. And so the people who started thinking that way, they were woke, right? Because they woke up to the idea that, hey, maybe we shouldn't enslave black people, or anyone for that matter. Pretty good assessment some people had back then, but obviously this word has evolved like Political Dictionary says. They state that it has come to describe a heightened awareness of social and political injustices encompassing not only racial issues but also those related to gender, sexuality, class, environment, and other areas of inequality and discrimination. A person described as woke is often seen as being sensitive to social issues, promoting inclusiveness, diversity, and equality. And to add a little personal touch in here, that's DEI. Diversity, equality, and inclusiveness. Political Dictionary continues to explain that the term has also been associated with progressive movements, social activism, and left-leaning political ideology. Within progressive circles, being woke may be considered a positive attribute signifying a person's commitment to social justice. And I was catching myself because I was already going to put in a little bit of my own opinion, saying that the positive word that they say right there is something that other people consider to be negative. But that would be me commenting on stuff out of emotion instead of reading the full context and waiting for the moment where they explain the other side of it. They also state that this includes supporting initiatives such as affirmative action, gender equality, LGBTQ+ rights, and environmental sustainability, and it often involves challenging traditional power structures and working towards a more equitable society. Now, right there, that paragraph is what people have a problem with. Critics, according to Political Dictionary, argue that wokeness can lead to the silencing or cancellation of those with differing opinions, create diversiveness, or foster a culture where individuals are overly sensitive and easily offended. The term woke culture or wokeism has been coined to describe these perceived excess. Now that is the friendly, positive, I am an activist and I want to help the world get better side of it, in my opinion. Then, as Political Dictionary also described, there's a different side of it. And that is, as stated, woke has also become intertwined with the concept of cancel culture, where individuals or entities are boycotted or publicly shamed for actions or statements considering socially or normally objectionable. And in my opinion, this is the thing that woke is known for when it comes to people who do not necessarily care to be politically woke activists. And in my opinion, a lot of people who through life experience, creating a sense of common sense in themselves, know what is right or wrong, know that there are people who deeply have a hate to certain genders or certain races or whatever, but also know that most of the time it's kind of a phase in life where they are deeply depressed and sad and just need an outlet to give a reason to have no accountability. And a lot of people change and see that doing that is pretty bad and doesn't bring you any further in life when it comes to positivity. And when these so-called woke activists are telling everybody that they are racist or sexist due to this opinion or that opinion, which has nothing to do with race or sex, it is by a lot of people considered either a contradiction or being a hypocrite. Because a woke person would say that if you are white, that you are racist, and if you are black, you cannot be racist, which in itself is a racist statement from somebody saying that they cannot be racist. What I mean by that is there's a lot of people who, when they see something, they automatically go, that's racist, that's misogynistic, that's you a fascist, you Hitler, blah blah blah. That's the other side of how woke is being perceived. Like the dictionary says, proponents, or as I like to say it, pro-woke people, argue that this is a means of holding people accountable, while critics see it as an infringement on free speech and a potential pathway to mob rule. The political usage of woke illustrates the complexities of modern discourse, where a single term can be embraced, contested, and weaponized depending on context and perspective. As societal attitudes continue to evolve, the meaning and impact of woke in politics are likely to remain dynamic and subject to ongoing debate and interpretation, which, in my opinion, explains exactly why I need to spell out the whole meaning of woke and its history. So that's one source explaining theoretically what woke is, along with my opinions sprinkled in there. Do you agree with these opinions? Let me know in the comments. And I also want a second source, which is something more practical, which is something called the Woke Ranking, which is a website linked in the description called wokedetector.cyanoslab.me. It's in the description, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's basically a game list of 1,522 games that have been categorized as being woke, being slightly woke, or being not woke, with a brief explanation of why that ranking has been given to the game. Now, I do need a take this with a grain of salt warning for this particular source, because the website also states that this list was compiled from the Woke Content Detector Steam group, and the person making this website is not associated with it, nor does he endorse any of the comments that it makes, and this website was made as a joke. So let's type in Grand Theft Auto to this game list and see what level of wokeness these titles have. And for Grand Theft Auto 5, it is considered to be slightly woke, containing subtly pro-LGBTQ+ messaging featuring multiple minor LGBTQ+ NPCs. With Grand Theft Auto 4, the complete edition is also considered to be slightly woke, contains subtly LGBTQ+ messaging and NPCs, and the Ballad of Gay Tony features a gay couple. With Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the definitive edition, containing overly woke messaging, multiple VCPR shows feature exaggerated version of right-wingers who are made to seem ridiculous and ridiculed. No show features exaggerated versions of left-wingers. And you would think that it's just case closed, right? Well, it depends on how these LGBTQ+ messages are being written, because my opinion of wokeism is how it is being implemented. If you have a kids show like Transformers, or that one show with like cute animals, and you're gonna start talking about this transformer or this cow is non-binary.
Of course. Morgan, can you switch,
Nightshade's pronouns are they, them.
He or she just doesn't fit who I am.
My apologies. Please switch their piece. Now, the plan.
If I'm going to lead the herd, I want to do it as myself. After all, you always say to lead with your heart, right? Well, my heart says that the way I feel most myself is to go by the name Fred. That's because I'm non-binary, and Fred is the name that fits me best. And I also use they and them, because calling me a she or a he doesn't feel right to me.
Oh, I didn't know that. No wonder you've been struggling. How could you lead the herd without being yourself? Oh, I'm sorry I used the wrong name and pronouns. Thank you for showing me your heart.
Then I consider that to be very woke and very wrong, because you're targeting a child audience, and those children anywhere from probably 5 years old to 8, 9, 10 years old shouldn't be thinking about gender or sexuality unless kids like to play dress up or whatever, knowing that there's a big difference in the gender that they are and the opposite gender. And if these kids at a very young age start asking questions about gender and sexuality to their parents, then it's up to the parents to very carefully make sure that the kid understands that this is a subject for adults. And most of the time, parents lie to protect the kids from exposure of these subjects. There is a big reason that parents explain sex to children when asked as birds and the bees, instead of a dude has a big old cock and a girl has a big old vagina and that cock just shoves in there until the guy comes. So introducing these adult subjects into children's media is very dangerous when it comes to the opinions of most parents. Well, Rockstar Games is pretty lucky because pretty much all their games are 17 plus, rated adult only. So even though Grand Theft Auto is being played by a lot of children, the parents should know and tell these kids that it is very much not okay and very dangerous for these kids to play this game when it comes to their mental evolution. This is the main reason why most grown-ups remember that as a kid they either weren't allowed to play Grand Theft Auto, or the parents got really mad at these kids playing Grand Theft Auto simply because it was an adults only game, and the parents either found out that it's an adults only game or you weren't allowed to play it but they caught you playing the game anyway. Which is why there is this funky gray area with Grand Theft Auto being adult only, because it's also kind of made for kids more and more and more, and so it is an automatic heads up that the parents give these children, or the children know from their own experience, that they shouldn't be getting into these topics. And you can already see it in the trailer of Grand Theft Auto 6. There is strip clubs, there is people twerking on cars, there is Karens with hammers, there is young adults partying everywhere. Not to mention that every time a Grand Theft Auto game comes out, there is this news cycle of how bad it is for kids, which is both a great way to market this game, but also a great way to let parents know that kids should not be playing it, even though they're probably gonna be playing it anyway, and the parents are going to let them play it, knowing that it is basically a sin simulator. So now that we have a pretty clear definition of what woke is, let's dive into my personal opinion and experience when playing Grand Theft Auto or another Rockstar Games title, and let's see why things are maybe woke, maybe not woke, or super woke, or not woke at all. So here is a clip that I want you to watch from Red Dead Redemption 2.
You, sir, do you want a pamphlet?
Okay.
Read it. It's really interesting stuff. I explain, using real science, why we whites are under attack, and what we must do to fight back.
Under attack?
Yes, under attack. People aren't the same, sir. I mean, white people are the same. And all the other races are trying to kill us. I don't want to die, sir.
I got friends who's Mexican, friends who's Indian. I've known blacks, Irish, Italians, good and bad and all. I've known good white people and bad white people. And above all, dumb white people.
You, sir, are a real fool. How can you possibly believe in equality? I've never heard such nonsense in all my natural-born days. This man believes people are equal. Speak for yourself, sir. Speak for yourself.
I'm sorry, you just call me a fool?
A fool! A fool! A fool!
Come here!
This is one of the main pieces of evidence that Grand Theft Auto 6 is not gonna be woke. Sure, they're talking about certain subjects like race. The way they do this, however, is by putting two characters together that have opposite opinions of each other, and they explore those opinions in a brief way and also in kind of a satirical and fun way. What you have to understand is that simply talking about a certain subject that has to do with anything related to wokeness doesn't make the game woke. It just explores a certain topic. The difference between woke and not woke is not that those subjects are being explored in the game, it's the way they do it. If they're gonna push people to become gay or become racist or become whatever it is that you associate with wokeness, yes, that is woke. But does this moment in the game do that? No, absolutely not. And by the way, have you ever heard of the Ballad of Gay Tony? I would love for you to argue that this is woke.
Enjoy your night. My right-hand man, Luis, will take care of you.
That faggot is your boss?
Hey, man. Hey, nigga. I'm the real deal, nigga. Going down, my nigga.
Frankly, you're fucked. There's a rich Russian having a powwow with the old man about you and the fag.
Me and Vince would prefer to work with you in the clubs over the faggot, so you're lucky.
Let's go. Hey, bro. Nigga! Yo, this is Jonelle. As Jonelle, nigga.
Either that, or the Russian is gonna send some serious people round to whack you and the fag with Ancelotti's sanction.
Yeah, you'll both get whacked.
Times changed, Tony. Your brand of charming homosexuality, it's kind of run out of steam.
Just rolling like some Desert Storm niggas. Huh? Ooh, Chinese person. Bye-bye, nigga.
The Russians are coming, man. We don't got time for this gay shit.
What?
You're a dead man, Taco.
Get out of my club, you fucking mook!
Oh, nigga!
Oh, jeez, who's this?
What's up, my niggas?
Oh, did he just say that? Yeah, hey, man.
Sure, you can say that these characters are now also in Grand Theft Auto Online, and they have been nerfed in terms of how edgy they are. But I would like to argue that Rockstar is pretty aware of the fact that Grand Theft Auto Online is normalized for kids. Parents are not really riled up about Grand Theft Auto Online, of how dangerous it is. Parents are not really paying attention at all these days. But Mr. GTA Infinity, isn't that a contradiction to what you are saying? I mean, if you're dialing a character down for modern audiences, that's woke, right? No, because these characters are still, to their core, what they used to be. Yusuf Amir is still a loser trying to impress his father. Gay Tony is still trying to become successful at nightclubs even though he's a drug addict. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas had in San Fierro, a satirical version of San Francisco, a rainbow flag, a lot of rainbow flags. And yes, they were a symbol as a kind of growing LGBTQ kind of movement, which back then had probably a different name, but it also was linked to hippie counterculture. The culture that it was countering was the nuclear family, rejecting societal norms of the time, including rigid family structures, strict parenting, and conventional roles for men and women, husbands and wives. It wasn't in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas to have a woke agenda. It was in the game because it represented what San Francisco was at the time. It just happens to still hold up today. And now you start to understand why it's woke and it's not woke at the same time. Because Grand Theft Auto, the franchise, and about every Rockstar game is a satirical version of the world we live in today. So if there's wokeness here, it's gonna be satirical in the game. So yes, it is going to have some woke elements. But no, it's not gonna push an agenda on your kids. At least it's not going to try to. It's going to give multiple perspectives of multiple conversations of multiple characters who have multiple opinions. And the whole idea of satire is to exaggerate the world around you to help understand what types of opinions there are around you. That's why you might see an exaggerated version of an opinion that you have or an opinion that you've seen somebody else have in Grand Theft Auto or any other Rockstar game. This concludes my evidence for this video and why Grand Theft Auto 6 is probably not gonna be woke in the way people expect it to be. Thank you for watching, and if you want positive content and cozy little cool videos, go ahead and subscribe. I will have some fun little videos in the upcoming weeks. And of course, whenever Treader 2 drops, I'm not gonna tell you if it even drops this year, next year, or the year after. We'll just have to wait and see. But if it does drop, I'll be here to break it down for you and get ready for the hype. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time.